What's up? Feeling kind of mellow now. Hey, Wavy Studios. Wavy, wavy back. Well, we'll wait for some people to show up, hopefully. This one's a fun one. I've been working on this for the past couple of weeks. And I'm kind of excited to show its progress. It actually started as just a hunting script. Oh, nice. I love all of those. Vehicle damage is one of my all-time favorites. And the traffic control as well. A lot of time and effort and tweaking went into this. Did you know? Here's a little trivia for you. The traffic control script, its original name was traffic flares, because that's all it was. It was flares that never went out. And that's how the whole thing started. And I've got some guys that help me with testing, and they throw ideas at me and things like that, which, you know, after you write a script and then somebody comes up with a good idea, it almost is annoying, because then you have to go back and add it. But they do make my stuff better with ideas. But so we had the flares, and somebody said, well, what if we add, you know, cones? What if we add this? What if we add that? And before I knew it, we had added a whole bunch of stuff, and then I figured out the thing that I call revolutionary, which allows me to actually divert AI traffic. That got added, and then the flagman thing got added. I mean, it kept going from one thing to the other. The other thing, the flares have, actual flares are super bright, and they really illuminate the whole scene and everything around it. And so the flares have a lot more brightness to them as they last forever. I wish I could time them to where they last like 10 minutes or something, but that's all right. All right, well, I was hoping more people would see this, but they'll see it later on demand. All right, so what I've been working on, it started as a hunting script, and I'll show you the hunting side of it here in a minute. It's not all done, but it's getting there. And then I thought, well, if somebody wants to hunt, they're also going to want to fish. So I created a fishing side as well. It's complex enough now that they're going to be separated. There's going to be a hunting script and a fishing script. It'll just make it run better that way. But I'm going to show you the fishing part. So there's a menu, and again, they're both combined right now, but they won't be. First, I'll show you the map. There is a map that is dynamically generated from the zones. Now, the zones are polyzones, which is going to be a required script, and once you create the polyzones, it uses those to determine where the hunting grounds are and where you can go hunt, where the animals spawn, and all that. But they're also for fishing. So there will be freshwater and saltwater fishing. The freshwater will all be zones that are generated in Polyzone. But this map uses the dynamically generated zones. So there's a hunting ground for Zancudo Swamp and on Chiliad. And there's a little one over here along the river. The forest by Polito. Palomino Highlands down here. And in the desert here. There's only one fishing ground right now because they take a really long time. So I think what I'm going to do is this is a freshwater fishing. There's a couple of other places like this place here and this place here, and those are kind of reservoir type things, and this river, which will be freshwater fishing, and then everything else will be saltwater fishing, and there won't be a zone for it. It is just the ocean. And that's how that's going to work. At least that's what I've decided for now. So here I'm on the Alamo Sea, and this is one of the fishing things. If I'm not facing the water, I can't fish. So if I pull up the zones, this menu is generated off of those zones. So there's only one right now. If I choose this, it's going to tell me I got to be, facing the water. So I'll come over here where there's not a power line. And so when I choose that, he's got his cooler and his rod, and he'll start fishing. Now, basically the way this works, and there are settings, there are 3 different settings that you can change to make it fit the way you want to fit. One, there's a minimum amount of time that you fish and a maximum amount of time that you fish before there's a chance that you catch something. And then there is a chance that you catch something at the end of that cycle. So you never really know how long. Like right now it's between 5 and 50 seconds, and you have a 50% chance of catching something during that cycle. Oh, so I got a bite. He's going to reel it in. And I got a piranha. There's a lot of piranha in this. These are all custom fish that aren't in the game. So there's a lot of crazy stuff. So it dynamically generates the weight and how much you can get paid for this, because you can take it somewhere and get money for it. I'm still working on that part, but in my head I know how it's going to work. So we've got this piranha. I have a choice. I can keep it or I can release it. Now if you have a server that has rules like a fish has to be so many pounds, or you can only catch so many fish, or there are certain fish like sharks and whales and things that you can't snag, then you can play up the whole game warden thing with this. And I'm going to try to build some of that in to where you can put in maybe the limits or something, and you can incorporate that into your server. So anyway, if I keep it, it'll toss it in the cooler. And now it's in my cooler, and I'll keep fishing. These are all custom sounds, too, that I've put together and added to it. Now, here's what's cool, is if I open up the menu, there's this bit right here. And again, the hunting and the fishing will be separated. It's just getting too complicated for both. You pull it up, and it'll have all the things that you caught, how much they weigh, and what they're going to be worth. The worth is, you're not going to see that until you get close to a place where you can sell it, which will be around the state, different places you can go. But my images are broken, and I haven't figured out why yet. They're there. They aren't showing up. Oh, I just realized why. Okay. That's how, you talk it through. Um, Christopher, no, I'm not going to incorporate other frameworks inventory. I just don't do that. For one thing, QB Core is the worst thing in the world to work with. I hate it with a passion. And these are standalone scripts. They're not meant to work with. They're meant to work standalone. So maybe I can, because there's going to be a server.lua in here to incorporate the money stuff. So you would be able to tie it to QB Core Money or ESX Money or NAT or Andy or whatever. And maybe I can put in functions to where you would have an export to be able to pass that to your inventory. But I don't know how all those inventories work. Does it have to be in a database first? I'm not exactly sure. So, it's just something I'd have to look at. I don't like this music. I'm going to change it. Okay. So anyway, yeah. I caught another piranha. Now if I release it, it throws it into the water and it does not go into your list. I only have the one piranha still. And if you want to stop, you hit the X and he'll drop his pole and it'll disappear. I think what I'm going to do is allow you to come over here and pick this cooler up and walk off with it, just for RP sake. But right now they just disappear. And something else I'm gonna add is the possibility of catching non-fish items that you pull out of the water, which I think would be fun. Maybe some of them worth something. I have an idea there. Let's look at the hunting and where that's at right now. We'll come over here. I have my cheater stuff turned on.
You make me want to be a better man.
Hey, Mike K, thanks for the subscription. I have cheater turned on, so if I come to the hunting grounds, there's several of them. I have to find Sonoran. So here's the Sonoran one. The fact that I'm in the hunting zone already, it'll just spawn animals. And you see I have it cranked way up because I've been testing. I should probably get a gun, shouldn't I? Let's see, let's go with this one. Okay, these, the red dots won't be there. Those are only there. Oh, it's a skunk. Do I want to shoot a skunk? I don't want to shoot a skunk. I want to find something bigger. Now you saw how big this area is, so they're spread out all over it. And as of right now, they don't always stay in the zone because they're just wandering. I think I'm going to add a thing that if they leave the zone, they turn around and go back into it, just so they stay near it. Because there won't be 50 animals like this in the end. Okay, it should be this way. It must be on the other side of that hill. No, it's going to be right here. It's another skunk. I don't want to shoot a skunk. And anybody can shoot any of these animals. Just because you spawned them on your client does not mean that somebody else can't shoot it. Is there? Okay, there should be something right here. It's another stupid skunk. Okay, I'm gonna cheat. Fly around till I find what I want to shoot. Another skunk. There's a lot of skunks. Oh, what is that? Oh, that looks like a coyote. Okay. Oop. I didn't mean to fall through. He went behind stuff. I can't see him. Pretty sure he's right over there. But he's moving away. He went behind stuff. Okay, so we'll look over here. Good grief. Okay, we'll find something that I actually want to shoot. Usually there's a lot of pigs. There's a pig. Okay. It'll tell you at the bottom if you've killed it. Sometimes it takes more than one shot because GTA. So then you get up here and it says field dress. And I want to expand this and make it cooler. But so you hit field dress, you're going to walk over here, whip out your knife, and you're going to field dress that bad boy. Sticking your arms right in there, aren't you? And it'll disappear, or I'm hoping to have carcasses that are going to show up and be there. And eventually these will show up in the kills portion of your menu there. I don't have that built in yet. But that's hunting. And you'll be able to take all of this stuff and go sell it and make money off of it if you want to. Also with that inventory, I'm going to work that into the LEO script. So they can come and they can search what kills and catches you have. And if you are above the limit or you don't have a hunting license or fishing license or whatever, there's RP there. Oh, sorry, I'm reading chat. There could be a hunting zone for Roxwood. I don't have it in my dev server. We have it on the RP server, but it's easy to add, and I'll probably create a tutorial on that. I mean, one already exists for the Warzone's game, but there could be, yes. In fact, I think there should be. Who keeps asking? 709 keeps asking for the radio animation. I don't have a radio in this server, so I don't even know if that script, I don't think I have it running. Let me look. I do not. So no, I can't show that right now. Any questions about this script? The animal script, I think it is running in here. Oh, and something about that, let me go over to Sandy, where I know animals will spawn. So there should be. There's one. He did not die. Now he did. Alright, so I just shot a dog. Whoops. Ouch. That's the Death Manager script, by the way. Causes you to stumble sometimes. Alright, so you can field dress a dog. But not a lot of people are going to buy a dog from you. Wavy, if you, I'm not going to do customer support over a stream. If you want to come to the Discord or go to the site and open a ticket, I'm very happy to help you there. So that dog right there was not spawned by the hunting script because the hunting script doesn't spawn dogs. But you can still field dress it and take it to try to sell it if it's spawned by the animal script. It will still work, just so you know. And I am going to go back. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I'm running into that pool. And again, this is a work in progress. It's not done. But I'm trying to build stuff into where you can create RP opportunities with game wardens and hunting licenses and however you want to structure your rules around that. I'm trying to work that kind of stuff into it so it gives you a little more depth to it than just standing out here fishing. And again, this is a random thing. Sometimes it takes a little while to actually catch something. Oh, there's one more thing I need to show you. Come on, catch something. Like I said, just like real fishing, sometimes it takes a while. He's due. Like I said, for each cycle of the timer, which could be anywhere from 5 to 50 seconds, he has a 50% chance of catching a fish during that time. All of those numbers can be changed. But that's how it is right now. Come on, catch a fish. I should have cranked up the chance. might be the longest it's ever taken me. That moon. There's one. Caught a red-tailed cat. At 8 3/4 pounds. Not bad. I'll keep that. All right, I want to show you this. I have no idea. I don't really use these. Oh, that's nice. All right. Oh, my speedometer's off the screen. There we go. All right. If you're in a boat, you can come to the fishing menu and hit the old anchor, and it'll anchor your boat. And then from here, I can fish off the boat. And the boat won't move now because it's anchored. And one of the problems we have here is it goes by categories. So that's a boat. And that's the category it looks for to anchor. Apparently, there are police boats that are in the class of emergency instead of boat. The anchor will not work on those as it sits right now. I didn't even think about that. Somebody told me about it tonight. So I may have to add some sort of white list or something. A 4-pound trout. So, yeah, the anchor thing with police boats. I don't know how often policemen go fishing on their police boat, but if it's toggled on, if you're anchored and you hit it again, it'll pull the anchor up, and now you can go again. And that's the fishing and hunting. Would it be a good idea to be able to set out poles with bells to increase your catch? Maybe in real life, but it sounds like a nightmare to code. So I don't know about that. But if I look at my catches, there's the trout and the red tail I just caught a minute ago. And all of these, the weight limits and the money per pound and all that stuff can be set. There's a config to set all that stuff up. Any questions, thoughts? You can catch a whale, yes. Whales, killer whales, sharks. I don't have that all ironed out first because you obviously can't hold up a giant fish with your hand like that. So I have an idea of what I'm going to do with it, but and that's why you have the option to either keep it or release it, because you know, catching a whale technically illegal. So again, that gives you RP capabilities or opportunities to have illegal things. Yeah, it would be a bad day if you caught a whale and it landed on you, wouldn't it? That might be kind of funny. But the progress on this is really, really good right now. Everything's flowing well. I had one issue that took me like a day and a half to figure out. And it was just a stupid thing. But for the most part, it's working. It's going well. I like where it's going. And I have confirmation from people who've tried it that they think it's going well. So, I hope that I have most of the coding and stuff worked out by end of next week, and we can test it and get it released. That's what I hope. How is the object spotter? Well, and I haven't talked about this tonight. I'll go through it real quick. Let me. Drop an anchor. Oh, I can't anchor here. Why not? There are. You can't always anchor wherever you are. Okay. Sometimes if it's too shallow, it won't let you. One of the things that I had been working on lately, if you're in the Discord, you've seen me talk about it, is the Mono V2 runtime. And the whole idea behind that was the in between the C# code and 5M is a mono runtime, and that's how they talk to each other. That's the basic way to explain it. The original version of the mono implementation of this runtime is what we've been using forever. And it has some inefficiencies. It has some overhead that costs a little CPU for C# scripts. And so the guy that they had, and I can't remember his name, I wish I could, pretty brilliant, but he rewrote the mono implementation into what they were calling Mono V2. And he fixed a lot of the things that were inefficient about the first version, and it's been around for a while. He's not there anymore as of sometime last year, end of last year. So production on it kind of stopped, and it's been in beta forever. And they were kind of pointing people to use the V2 stuff because it's so much more efficient. And so I started converting scripts. We decided that the performance gain was really worth the fact that it still said beta on it. So we started I started converting the scripts over, and I got almost 30 scripts into it. And every year on June 30th and December 31st, the mid and end point of the year, this beta would expire, and they would just extend the expiration date on it. Well, come July 1st, the beta expired, and the guy they have working C# now, I don't know if he works for CFX or not, but he put in a pull request to update the code to remove that expiration date and just, make it to where it's in there all the time, and they refused it. And CFX said they have no intention of ever releasing the Mono V2 stuff. It will never come out of beta. It'll never be in production because they have something else that they're working on, some new runtime implementation. I'm baffled by that. I don't know what they think they're going to do between now and when GTA 6 comes out that will be out in time to do anybody any good. So I have no idea what they're working on or what that is, but the fact that they said they're not ever going to release V2 and that we went through this whole scare where the thing quit working. Supposedly they've upped the expiration date to the 31st of December. But I don't know if they're going to extend it past that. So I scrapped 3 months worth of work to convert all these scripts. And I'm back to using the inefficient V1 implementation again, which is very sad because it's way less efficient. People complain to me all the time, hey, your scripts use a lot of CPU. They don't use a lot of CPU. Yes, they use more than some because they do stuff that takes CPU. If you don't want to use CPU, don't add any scripts to your server. That's what the CPU is there for, is to use it. I keep them as low as I possibly can. And I go through them all the time and rework things and try to make them more efficient. But anyway, I say all of this because I spent 3 months just updating scripts, and all the new ones I released were in the V2. I had to go back to those new ones and convert them to V1, and then all the work that I did to convert stuff to V2 that already existed, if I made changes in that conversion, I had to port those changes back to V1 again. And I'm not even done. So it has slowed all the new stuff down dramatically. So what I've tried to do is sort of intersperse new work with update work. So I'm coming out with new stuff and coming out with updates, and I go back and forth between the two. So this hunting and fishing stuff is currently what I'm fighting to get out. The object spawner I do want to get out. It was really almost there. So I need to get back to it. Let me get out of here. And I don't know if I've shown it recently, but I don't even know if it's not even running. Okay, hang on. And I will show this real quick. Wow, that story about the Mono V2 stuff, I guess people didn't want to hear it because they bowed out. So if I'm attaching to this vehicle, and we'll just attach whatever's in here. How about a bench? Attaching to a boat. This is a terrible idea. In fact, I'm going to back out of this, and I'm going to we'll do it here. So we will attach a couch to the world. Yeah, there's new things in the object spawner, like the camera view. When you move the camera around, it moves the thing around. And then you can go to the keyboard, just like always, and use the keyboard to move it around, or the new gizmo, where you can move it around with that and then place it. That is the new object spawner, and I think it's 1,000% better than the old one. And I'm super close. I have to work out, because you can now save groups of items and respawn them when you want to. And I'm just working out the final details to make that all good. The Gizmo integration with this was built by Wittigal. Did an amazing job on it, and I appreciate that so much. What's up, Fearless? Anyway, so that's that. And that's it. That's all I got to show right now. Questions? Comments? What's up, Metal? Appreciate it, Steve. All right. Well, I'm going to call it a day then. I appreciate you guys checking things out. Let me know if you have questions. BigDaddyScripts.com. And from there, you can get to the Discord and whatever else you need. Appreciate it, folks.